Hi, I'm Daniel. This might be a different Illumination video. It may be grouped up with the regular videos in the studio, but it's not. I think their movies very overhated and mostly good. The Despicable Me and Minions franchise did well despite one average film in there. The Sing movies have strong moments and make good use of music often. In the Doctor Seuss movies, if you count them, change and expand on the source material to make a different experience, and better in the Yorvax's case. I've already went over them before, but then there's other movies. Pop is a one movie, so it doesn't count as a franchise, which means it's about the Secret of Pets. This The Voyager is more mixed. There's some good elements here, but represent what people don't like about the studio. The safe and pandemic look is far more apparent in these two movies. I decided to group them up to discuss both here because I couldn't dedicate much time to discuss them compared to Illumination's other works. Still have opinions on how the movies turned out and how it could have been better, but I'm leaving it somewhat brief. So, what makes The Secret of Pets Illumination's weakest franchise? The Secret Life of Pets released in 2016. It was successful but seen as mixed. 2016 is the year where many great animated films released. Importantly, Sing was Illumination's far better movie in the same year as their only double release so far. Migration will change that later this year. Well, I don't know why, but I originally preferred this. Sing has grown me a lot. While I once thought this was one of my favourite movies, but now it's okay. To start with, the main talking point heard, did this rip off Toy Story? I lean towards no. The story of a new one making the first one jealous wasn't original to begin with, and these movies have different tones and second halves. With that said, the story is still unoriginal. It involves them getting lost and trying to go home with other characters looking for them. If anything, it's a mixture of Toy Story 1 and 2. Toy Story worked because both characters grew during the movie and it has a your comedic style of storytelling. Here, the characters growing to like each other is natural enough, but I don't like either of them. Max and Duke are both beyond characters who have occasionally unlikable moments. There's one part in the story where they go back to Duke's old neighbour and somehow it involves Duke getting angry like it's Max's fault. That fallout trope is so poor and pointless here. The story isn't the best, but I like how the three separate groups of characters feel connected. Snowball is a great and comedic villain in most of his scenes. His redemption is a bit out of nowhere. Someone gets captured alongside Duke, and him and Max are working together. No time for any conversation or doubt, it just happened because the story says so. I do still like Snowball a lot and his ending, and don't mind that I could have been done better. There's also Gidget, who probably should have been the main character. Forget Max and Duke, she has the qualities to be a great main character who's entertaining and proactive. Unfortunately, most of her motivation have to rely on Max. As much as I do can like get for newer characters, like this Hawk, the Ensemble, and Chloe being the best character of this franchise. The story serves a large group doing little important, and going on a journey to get another character to add to the group. Really, the story and characters aren't the goal here, it's about the concept of what do pets do your own. This isn't a Pixar concept where it makes you think about how universe you thought you knew. Normally it follows the what if feelings, but we already know pets are alive. But it is still easily accessible and it has some fun with the concepts. I really like how he started to open this movie with Max giving innovation and backstory, and saying stuff like how he sees his owner as a roommate. The montage of pets at home is fun, and honestly should have stayed as short, but this movie does a bit more. There's some ideas expressed through the perspective of a pet, and there's a great scene of Onia's pet called In the Sewer. I like how the whole room is a silent atmosphere of the revolution. It goes to dark territory for Illumination standards at least, which might well take. This movie also has better comedy than I thought it did. There's a couple of pandering and poop humor there, but if you can ignore that, there's your funny lines here. It's entertaining to watch, just barely. I wouldn't choose to watch it again, but it's not bad. Also, the animation has nice landscapes and textures, but beyond character designs, The Secret of Pets is a passable movie, but I see why it isn't seen so highly. They still made a sequel only 3 years later. The Secret of Pets 2 released in 2019 and did quite well financially, but made half the first film made at the box office. The critical reception also seemed low, but I noticed this has some more fans than other Illumination films. I'm glad a lot of people like this movie while I didn't, but it's one of the two Illumination films I don't like. At least now after a rewatch, I put it up one in my rankings, so now it's only second worst. But it's the only one I've disliked from the start. And the annoying thing about this is, the opening gave a good leeway for this to work. It starts with another Max narration opening, explaining how his owner is now married with a kid. It's a good in-between time skip, and it's a clever way to avert the audience expectation. You would expect the rehash of the first where Max becomes jealous of the child, but he grew to like him as an extra parent who is overprotective. I also like the scene where Max and Snowball compete and compare their child. follows exploring the pet's perspective idea, which I like. Problems appear in the writing being a disconnected mess. The first had a generic story, but at least it was a full one. This movie has separate trailers for different characters. 1. Illumination's marketing is so extreme that I have to give respect, and 2. This makes sense considering the type of movie it is. The funny scenes are better on their own, and there's 3 separate stories with nothing to do with each other for 90% of this movie. All of the problems with each part are highlighted by the fact it's packaged together and played off as a movie. Mac's story is generic road trip, and without time to establish the arc overcoming fear, it's nothing. Luke is literally just there to do nothing now. That's the only gain of him being there. Also notice a pattern of Illumination and older traumatized mentor characters. 3 movies in a row. Rooster is decent, but yakking compared to the later Kate Kai away from Sing 2, and Wild Knuckles remains the writer grew. Snowball's plot involves saving and hiding a tiger. His character is still funny, and I like him act like a hero in this story on its own. However, it feels like a completely different genre and a big tone clash to everything else going on. Also, Git just felt a very own movie-like, with her getting Max's toy back. Joey is still the best, and I like her train Gitch to be a cat. Who's seen it I was watching the trailers before anyway? It should have been a short or episode. You know, all of these should have been episodes. A Secret Life of Pets series will work at showing this cast better. I see potential like the ensemble cast, but they only have time to be end as one. Series will better establish them. Instead, what we got here is a poorly paced and put together failure. The climax suddenly goes, oh, this is a movie, and combines them in an out of place way. It's common for movies to have side plots, but this is too far and disorganized overall. The stories themselves could be fine in other mediums, but this fails the way it is. This movie isn't awful, the animation improved with some smoother and cool snowball imagination sequences. However, it's also yes funny and expands beyond my problems with the original film. It keeps the feel of being a basic pandering family movie 101. It just ends up being a worse sequel and an overall mediocre experience. In conclusion, this franchise is weak and Illumination's weakest movies. Apparently they're making a third one, I'm not excited for it. There's a possibility of some funny scenes from Snowball and Chloe as well as good trailers. However, the story should be better put together as a whole. This was a double franchise video as a way to go over both films enough. There hasn't been a review in ice in a while, especially on single movies. I have some ideas for more. There's one present hope, but we'll bring back very soon. There will be yes videos for the next month, but I still got ideas for some shorter ones. If you enjoyed this video, consider pressing subscribe and watching more. I have made many videos on animation, especially Illumination films. The end.
Yeah, that's right.
Bang, bang with our own paws.
If I had a dime for every owner I killed.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have a dime. Because I just killed the one